The world is watching.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Hi, world.
All right, we're live.
OMG. Okay.
We got 45 seconds till we go live.
Ding, ding, ding.
Till we go live.
Ooh, the people are already tuning in.
Live
I would do
from the
something
Lucas
silly like
Oil
that.
Studios. What? Ding, ding, ding.
William Boring. All right,
Hey.
25 seconds, please.
Okay. Do I sting my teeth? I just had a Girl Scout cookie and I don't want chocolate.
Thin mints?
Yes.
No way.
15,
Oh,
The goat.
15.
hell yeah.
You know what? The
I'm a
freaking
tag-along.
Girl Scout cookies
5,
conversation
4,
would be more exciting
3,
than this G-damn
2,
race.
1.
He said, "Don't win this race. They might make you do a backflip." I said, "There's no chance. I wouldn't make it. I probably would break the back of my head because I wouldn't even get full 180."
Yep, I play for you don't even know me.
So then I was 3 years, 9 months away from driving a funny car when the phone rang and Robert Height said, "Hey, are you interested?" And I said, "Oh, hell yes, I'm interested."
I wish some packages were a little bit different to provide a little bit better racing for us to be able to make different moves and whatnot.
Please hang up and try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
Here's the Freaks.
Freak Nation, Denny Hamlin wins it again, man. That's 2 in a row, and he's headed to a racetrack where he won last year. We're talking about Bristol, the spring race. Will it be 3 in a row? Will he go Christopher Bell on your ass? With a 3rd win in a row at Bristol, Freak Nation. And we got to figure out something about these races. I can promise you, there are people out there that thought Darlington was a fantastic freaking race. Man, I couldn't disagree with you more. That's backed up with Martinsville the week before. We got to figure something out, Freak Nation. Denny Hamlin here with the Freaks. Jack Beckman, NHRA Funny Car Points Leader, will be here. Zane Smith will be here. We had a damn good race in Darlington. And we'll also hear from a couple of badass Monster Jam pilots. Todd LeDuc and Tristan England will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. But I need your help there, Quattro Freak Nation members. What do we do with this freaking race before we get to Denny Hamlin and his post-race press conference? We talked about this last week with Martinsville, how, Cole, you thought the Jeff Gluck poll of was it a great race would be in the 40s, right?
Yep.
But again, people are watching a different race than we are because it was above, I believe, 60%. It was above 50%.
Was Martinsville a good race? Above
Yeah.
60%? Yes. What?
Yeah. What can we do with NASCAR? Cannot be loving these finishes or these races that they've had the last couple of weekends. And Bristol's being set up to be another trash race as well, Freak Nation. What are you watching? What are you watching that I'm watching or I'm not watching to find these races intriguing? Love Mike Joy, love Kevin Harvick, love Clint Boyer. We know them all very well. But my gosh, the call of this race, something's got to get me jacked up. Richie, tell the story. You're listening to our friends at MRN, you and Cole.
Yeah.
We're listening to our friends at MRN, who again, I've said it 6 times already today, who'd make a bowel movement sound like a Super Bowl play.
Yeah, it's you know what I'm gonna start doing now? I'm gonna have the race on Fox, but listen to why am I look blurry? Sorry for Nation, I look blurry. We'll fix that in a second. Anyway, I was listening. I'm gonna start listening to MRN instead of the Fox broadcast. Yeah. 10 out of 10. It is, again, I wasn't able to watch a lot of races. I was driving elsewhere, But the way they have all their reporters stationed around the track and they're going back and forth and they're acting like it's everything side by side, edge of your seat. I was gripping my steering wheel during the last stint of this race when Ryan Blaney was catching Tyler Reddick that entire final stint. And the way the guys on MRN were calling this race, it sounded like it was the last lap of the Daytona 500. It sounded like it was the Indy 500. They made a race in the early April at Darlington, non-playoff race, sound exciting as hell. And I wish we had more of that with the Fox guys, who you might as well just like, put on what was that silly ass elevator background music, right? Yeah. Enya.
Put on Enya.
Enya would be a better listen than Mike Joy and Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer.
Cole, just that crasher. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cole, what did you say when you walked in? Because you were in the car for the final 15, 20 laps, right?
Yeah, no. So I left right before Byron lost the lead. It was like 40 to go.
Yeah.
And I'm in the car listening to MRN. And I'm like, this must have been an incredible finish because like they're all amped up, getting me psyched up. I'm like, I got to get there. I got to see the end of this race.
Mm-hmm.
I get there. I walk in the door. I'm like, how was the finish? It sounded like it was incredible over the radio. And you guys were like, it was okay.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. So, and then I watched the race myself, the finish, and I was like, wow, that was it. So, kudos to MRN. They always do an outstanding job. And that's one thing I like a lot about being at the track. A lot of the times when they have the feed on in the media center, they'll have like the telecast, but they'll overlay it with MRN. So, another plus to working on the media side of the track.
I am working on a poll now. Shout out to Blake in our live YouTube chat. He's asking the question: what was more boring, NASCAR Darlington or the Japanese Grand Prix? So that's that's going up right now at SpeedFreaks on Twitter.
I was going to ask you that actually. Dang.
Okay, bottom line, are you going to give Richie his time, Kenny? Are you going to give Richie his 5 minutes of Formula One fame?
When Richie calls the Japanese Grand Prix boring, why would I give Richie 5 freaking segments to talk about Formula One?
Because we're talking about a boring NASCAR race to kick off this show. Formula One boring needs its due as well.
The people need it. They want it.
People need it.
They want it.
That's right.
What do they want?
They want to hear Richie rant.
Who walks down the freaking aisle at Fry's, which, by the way, Freak Nation, Fry's is Kroger, is Safeway, is Ralph's, walks down the freaking aisle and goes, God dang it, that's white bread. I'm going to get white bread. No, nobody buys freaking white bread anymore. They go for exotic stuff. We need freaking, I have no idea where I'm going with this, other than that freaking race today was Wonder Bread. It was white. It was William Boring where we're going, dude's going to run away with it.
But would you have liked that? Okay. Would you have liked that?
Yes.
I would have too, because that would have been history. That would have been amazing. And
I'll give you that. Yes.
This was like Heartbreak Central at Darlington because he led the most laps. He led, 240 something out of the 297. Incredible. He earned that win that he didn't get. And then Ryan Blaney's car came on like a madman. Or he came on like a madman in that car. The long runs for Blaney were great. And then the damn yellow. So, yeah, Denny Hamlin just was in the right place at the right time, had a great restart on the green-white checkered. And that's the only reason why. His pit crew. His pit crew got him out, smashing pit stop. That was pretty spectacular to witness as well. But, yeah, it wasn't the two maybe most favorable cars in Ryan Blaney or William Byron.
Yeah, I mean, I actually enjoyed this race, to be quite honest with you. I was kind of digging the fact that William Byron had led 243 laps from the jump at the start of the race because we witnessed history there, actually. Yeah. So prior to that, Richard Petty had the record for 236 consecutive laps led. That was all the way back in 1967.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was a very historic moment there for Willie B.
So we saw history, even though he didn't win and lead every lap. Yeah. We still witnessed history.
Yeah.
So what was Petty's consecutive laps led?
236. William Byron got 243.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. And then, as you were saying, like all the heartbreak, I think towards the end was also made it pretty compelling. You had the Byron thing, Ryan Blaney, even Tyler Reddick. He had a great shot at getting that win, his first win at Darlington, the Cup Series, which he's great at. So I enjoyed this one. It was a lot better than Martinsville.
There you go. And Tyler Reddick, I mean, the camera, at least for the TV people, the camera kept, what are you laughing at?
When you're chasing history, it's when you guys old enough to remember the freaking Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa. Are you guys?
Yes, hell yeah.
I mean, you're chasing history with home runs and consecutive games with a hit. That's the kind of banana stuff that keeps me on the edge of the seat. A dude running away with a race? Okay, it's history, cool, but I've got to spend 2 hours talking about William freaking Boring leading 7,004 laps. Oh, and he loses it with 20 laps. It doesn't do it for me, man.
I get that. It makes, I mean, to your point, the only reason I got that stat was because for the entire second stage, I was going through Racing Reference and looking through every single Darlington race to get that. So it was very boring, but I was kind of intrigued by that stat. So.
Well, you're a baseball geek anyway, right?
Yeah.
You like stats.
Yeah.
Let's go Mets.
Yeah, freaking Cole, when he's walking through the freaking drugstore, he just starts shouting out, "Let's go Mets."
Absolutely. You know me well. You know me well.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's your name? Hey, let's go Mets, Cole.
Let's go Mets. All the time.
So there you go, Freak Nation. I just need some help with this because I don't know what the hell you guys are watching that think these are such great freaking races. If you're Cole Cusimano and you're chasing stats, okay. Yeah, that's greatness. But my goodness, man. You know what? We've had this conversation too often this year, Cole and Richie and Crash. This car.
Yep.
This car, these tires. You had a perfect scenario at Phoenix. And don't act like you can't change the rules with this tire compound. You could. It's your series, Phelps. Or excuse me, Lisa Kennedy, Mr. France. It's you can change. You can change next week for Bristol. Bristol's set to be a crap show. It is.
Following Martinsville and Darlington. Yep.
What a race. Damn, we got about a minute and a half. What a race to bring in another compound at Bristol. Mm-hmm. What, right? Mm-hmm.
I get that expense is part of it, but man, you've got it there. Phoenix showed you that you've got it. Why limit that to just Phoenix?
Yeah.
Other short tracks should have 2 tire choices. It adds flavor. Come on. It makes this man to my side over here, makes him happier. Come on.
Yeah, Freak Nation, we need some help on this. I think again, I'm at a loss. I am at a freaking loss. Coming up with the show, Freak Nation, it's going to be interesting because there are 3 things we'd like to. Okay, let me not freaking sell the whole show in the first segment. We're going to hear from Denny Hamlin. He's got some things to say with his throwback of Carl Edwards' car. Got that. Zane Smith here in the Freak Nation. And again, these telecast issues with freaking the Fox crew. It's so much to hit, even with a boring freaking race. All right? Good with it? Mm-hmm. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. The website, of course, speedfreaks.tv. Denny Hamlin next, right here. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation coming up. Zane Smith started 16th, finished 12th in this afternoon's race. He'll be joining us here in the Freak Nation. And in moments, Denny Hamlin will be here, but this segment's brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com, Freak Nation. Check out a line of products to keep your rides fat and happy. You got 2 wheels, got yourself a freaking sports car out in the garage. Bang! Lucas Oil has the product. Keep all of your rides fat and happy. lucasoil.com. All right, so Cole Cusimano enjoys watching drivers chasing history, and that's what William Boring was doing today. He didn't catch it, right? No, he didn't catch it, right?
He made history.
Oh, he made the history, but without the win. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. But Denny Hamlin, again, was there in the right place at the right time, grabs himself his 2nd win in a row, a chance to do it 3 times in a row. At a track he won last year, the spring race in Bristol. Denny Hamlin, post-race press conference, Cole Cusimano had some things to say about this double-up, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last weekend, Denny set up the stage for Throwback Weekend by dominating Martinsville. Followed that up by going back-to-back for the first time since 2012 in the Cup Series. So this is him talking about going back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, gosh, I sit here in the media center, and those of you that were there last week, I talked about how this is one that you can pound the chest, and it's like, we kicked everyone's ass. I kicked everyone's ass. Do I feel that way today? I don't, but it still feels good. It just doesn't. It doesn't have the feel when you go out and you dominate. But man, it shows up the same on the stat column, and no one will ever know years from now, right? They're just going to know that we won Darlington, and they'll forget why, which is unfortunate for them. But it's great that the team got me one here, and now, like I said to Chris Gale, it's like, if we can win races where we got a 7th to 10th place car, then man, I feel good about going out there and executing when we've got the best car. Obviously, our pit crew is well and capable of keeping us up front. I can still do it. I can still do it at a high level. And so, I like our outlook and to win a lot of races this year.
Uh-oh. Dim's fighting words.
Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards, Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin. What do those 4 drivers have in common, Freak Nation?
It's not a backflip.
Badass freaking pilots that have never won a freaking championship. I could dig a rabbit hole with that one, Freak Nation.
Say it again. Ricky Rudd. Denny Hamlin.
Mark Martin, Carl Edwards. Those dudes have never won. You know what? The Junior Johnson's never won a championship either. He had 50, 75 Cup win, whatever the hell it was. He never won a Cup championship. But yeah, those 4 guys, current guys, like not current, but okay, you heard me. I don't want to dig a rabbit hole in this.
Junior Johnson's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He was.
So, okay, you could ask the question, does Denny Hamlin belong in the Hall of Fame if he never capitalizes and wins a title? Okay. Okay. All right.
Sole possession of, I think, 11th place all-time NASCAR wins list.
Right. Yes. Okay. Just past
Confirmed.
Rusty Wallace.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. More from Denny Hamlin, Cole Cusimano.
Yep. So as we mentioned earlier in the show, William Byron led a ton in this race, 83% of it to be exact. This is Denny Hamlin talking about kind of riding behind and watching William Byron dominate, and kind of his experience in not winning those races where you come up short and dominate the entire race.
I think at Richmond I led all but 13 laps and had a flat tire at the end. I get how he feels. It sucks. Only I finished 20-something that day. It's painful. I mean, it's, you know, when you can get out front at this track, it is, I can't tell you, it feels like you're running qualifying speeds where you know, when I was running 20th, when I got, you know, kind of in that bad, where we pitted early, others didn't, we go back to 20th, it was like, what happened? Like, the aerodynamics just takes over, and it's just, yeah, it's bad back there. And so, yeah, it's just, for William, he probably was running 75-80% probably all day. And you're able to do that when you're out front.
Clean air.
Denny Hamlin here in the Freak Nation, Lucas Oil Studios, talking about, yeah, it's a bummer. How many laps did Denny Hamlin, the hell's that? Sorry about that. How many laps did Denny Hamlin lead?
10.
It's like 10-ish, yeah.
He led 10 laps.
The last G-damn lap. And we all thought that restart, we got it. We got that restart, Freak Nation. No, we don't have it. Oh.
Nope, he pulled away. No one had anything for him at that point. I thought that would be Tyler Reddick's time to come back, but nope. It was all Denny all the time.
You know, these little sub-stories that we've got, Cole and I talked about this briefly, or I talked to somebody about it. It was Richard C. About Michael Jordan is arguably the greatest closer in all of sports. Yet Tyler Reddick is on his way to a win, but couldn't close the freaking deal. Instead, he tags the freaking wall. And you saw Michael Jordan's face when that happened.
Yeah. That was,
It's like, bro. Oh. And we're slated to have Tyler Reddick on the show this week in the Freak Nation. And I'll be curious to, when I ask him about that, dude, you got the greatest closer in the history of mankind over there with his headphones on, and he sees you tag the wall as you're leading the race and opens the door for freaking Ryan Blaney. Ouch!
Meanwhile, I know we're going to get to this somewhere in the show, the issues with Fox on, well, NASCAR on Fox at least. And when they showed the GOAT, Michael Jordan, they showed his reaction, and Tyler hadn't hit the wall yet, at least for us watching on TV. We didn't know what just happened, but it was awkward because the commentators didn't have any idea why Michael Jordan just made this weird face. And then he got up and walked away, and it's like, oh, bad timing. What happened, and why are we seeing this? Yeah, there's some awkwardness all through that booth.
See,
right
here's
now.
another sub-story, Crash. Nice job. It's who's the last person, you're racing in the Cup Series, who's the last person you want to see when you get out of your car when you lose a race like that?
If you
it's
muff
like
up. Okay.
Michael Jordan is going to be the guy that you see when you get out of your freaking Cup car. That'd be the last G-damn person. All right, we won't dig that rabbit hole.
It's like, I played sick. I played sick, and I still pulled it out.
All right, last one from Denny Hamlin there, Colson.
Last one from Denny here. He rocked a really cool Carl Edwards throwback paint scheme. The first thing I said when he won that race, let's see a backflip. Here is Denny Hamlin on why he did not do a backflip and why he chose this paint scheme.
Well, he actually, I think he said, don't win this race. You know, they might make you do a backflip. I said, there's no chance. I wouldn't make it. I probably would break the back of my head because I wouldn't even get full 180 flip. So he's way more athletic than I am in that sense. But, you know, I just told him that, you know, it was an honor to carry the scheme because, you know, truthfully, me and Carl probably talk more now, or have talked more now that he's out of the sport. We're no longer teammates. And this has been my relationship with most of my teammates, is that that the relationship grows after they're gone. And so really, you know, getting to know Carl and you know, we're so blessed to have him coming back to the sport and the TV role. So yeah, I've just had some great conversations with him, and you know, I loved the scheme. It was just like, you know, it just was one that I raced against, one that I got beat by a lot. And so Carl is someone that you certainly look up to.
That's a fascinating nugget right there. Because you see it in NASCAR and you see it in Formula One. Well, maybe you don't see it as much in Formula One, but in which you're not buddies with your teammates as much when you're racing them as you are later on down the road. Whereas in IndyCar and NHRA not Supercross, IndyCar and NHRA, you're buddies with your teammates. You just are. You see that more often than not. But in NASCAR, no. I wonder why that is.
And you know what's pretty cool that I kind of just picked up on, actually? Kenny, you were mentioning before drivers who have done great things in their careers in NASCAR and not won championships. Carl Edwards, same exact scenario, same boat as Denny Hamlin thus far. So I thought it was a pretty cool little thing right there.
So how is NASCAR going to screw Denny Hamlin out of the championship this year too?
Well, Tony Stewart put his freaking man junk on his hood and screwed Carl Edwards out of that championship. You want to go back and look at that.
That wasn't a screwing. That was just badass Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, when Tony Stewart won that championship, everybody had their money on Carl Edwards to win it, but Tony Stewart said, F you, man.
Speaking of points, why? Because I know we're going to talk about this too. Why did Kyle Larson go back in the race? He needed points. He lost the race.
Don't get me started, Crash.
Hold on. But that is what won Tony Stewart that championship. It's those few points that he was able to collect around August, September that, boom, sealed the deal for him when he was running for his life in Homestead.
I'm going to tell you why Kyle Larson went back in that G-damn race, even though Richard C. Suave does not want to hear it. Richie, I will tell you next why Kyle Larson went back into that freaking race after, 40-plus laps of sitting in the freaking garage?
160 to be exact.
I'm kind of joking, man. 40 times 4. And then Zane Smith. It's all coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for professional detailer shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data, available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line Gold Unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hoped it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Walk among us. But at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Skipjack. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You need some new General Tires. You need some new tires? Go to GeneralTire.com and find out how you can get up to $80 back with a Visa prepaid card from our friends at General Tire when you buy 4 qualifying tires from General Tire. Yeah, man. GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. Now through the end of April, get money back when you buy General Tires. Which, by the way, coming up in the second hour, I believe Cole Cusimano pulled out the old Abacus, and we have a result from our Beat the Freaks this weekend. Where,
Don't spoil it.
Nope. Not saying anything.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, I thought Cole was about
Well,
to spoil
let,
it.
let me go around this. Leave that 4 shut up, Richie. Let me go around the 4 shot. Let me go here, here, and then where's Richie? Down there. All 3 of you happy bastards picked somebody that I didn't pick. So I think I got a legit shot to win this thing this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got to listen to Kenny.
Yeah, for sure.
Claim his victory.
Yeah. All you guys picked freaking, one of your picks was Kyle Larson, right?
Yep.
How'd that work out for you, huh?
Womp womp.
Not great.
All right.
Yeah. Fumbled bag on that one.
And were you guys like me when I saw that second wreck with Kyle? I thought, why are they showing a replay of Kyle Larson's first freaking
I thought
wreck?
it was Groundhog Day. Yeah.
What's funny is the first crash happened 4 laps in. That happened with 4 laps to go. So it was like the exact same thing, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a great stat. There's a graphic right there. That's pretty wild.
Richie, you got a problem with Kyle Larson going out there the second time after what, about $140? How many laps?
He only ran 122 laps, so he was almost 200 laps down, you know. So here's the thing. So NASCAR changed their policy this year. Last year, Kyle Larson would have been out of the race, right? Because of the damaged vehicle policy. He would have been out of the race. This is something that Ryan Blaney complained about. This is a lot of drivers complained about last year because they wanted to get back in the race and try and gain some more points. Well, this year, Kyle Larson takes advantage. Why do I look like absolute? Oh, hello, there I am.
It's having a tough time focusing on you. Stop moving, Richie. It focuses on the mic flag. Just stay right there.
Oh my God, I hate this because I move too much. Okay, so I'm gonna be completely stone-faced when I talk about this. So because of the new DVP policy, Kyle Larson was allowed to get back on the racetrack in hopes of trying to gain more points. Here's the thing, he didn't. He only got 1 point in this race. He finished 37th out of 38 cars, almost 200 laps down, just with 1 point. And he's the reason why that last caution happened, and he cost Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney a chance to win this race. Why was he out there? Why was he just out there running laps for no reason? It's ridiculous. Just get the hell out of the way when you're almost 200 laps down. Go to the garage, Kyle. Go hop in your sprint car. Go hang out somewhere else. You had no business being on the racetrack that late in the race and interfering with Bubba Wallace. He was also a lap down at that point in time. But it was ridiculous. Kyle Larson ruined this race for 2 guys, at least 2 guys this afternoon.
Yeah, but Denny Hamlin loves him.
Oh, I'm sure Denny's going to send Kyle a nice little gift in the mail. Yeah, he should.
I won't pick a fight just to pick a fight with you on this one, Richie, but you're right. You're that many laps down.
The next guy. So Josh Berry finished 36. He ran 194 laps, which is 72 laps more than Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson could not gain a single thing by being out there over the course of the last 70 laps of that race. No reason.
I agree. Once you know where you're going to absolutely finish and you have nothing left to gain, I agree. He probably should have gone off.
And I was going to try and make an argument for why he stayed out.
Mm-hmm.
But that throwback with Labonte and Terry Labonte and was Terry Labonte? Yeah, no Kellogg's. Well, anyway, but it was still a Hendricks.com sponsored car, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. And come on, Kyle Larson does not turn down an interview to join SpeedFreaks.
Right.
He's one of the friendliest cats that continue to join the Freak Nation. I've been interviewing him since he was 14, crushing dudes in freaking sprints. But that being said, come on, man. Your boss man is a billionaire, and it's HendrickCars.com on the side of your car. It's not a big-time FedEx, or it's not a Kroger. It's Hendrick.com. It's not like you really got to get the boss's name out there. Nobody's buying freaking cars at Hendrick.com because you're staying out there.
Causing crashes.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. The argument that I was trying to make, Richie, but I kind of I debated
I'm
myself.
100% right, and that's okay. I'm 100% right, and that's okay. I love that.
I mean, I don't know. He came back on track. He was 175 laps off the pace, but you got to think when he came back on track, there was still pretty much every single car left in the race besides him. So, like, there could be a chance where another car crashes and he's able to pick up a few more points here or there.
Not with less than like 50 laps to go.
It wasn't 50 though. It wasn't 50.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how many laps were left to go when he came back on?
He finished 122 laps. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he came back on track when it was like lap 175-ish, around there. But think back to last year. He missed the regular season championship by 1 point. So every single point matters.
It does.
And he got
I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with you. But he had nothing to gain after a certain point in that race.
Yeah.
Towards the end, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you get, he knew that he was not going to be able to score any more points. So why was he still on that racetrack?
Like you're saying.
That's my point.
You're saying like surrender. Just go to the garage. You know you're not going to get any more positions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Or ride the low line. Just get out of the way of the
I
people
get it.
that
Somebody in our
really
comments
count.
on YouTube were just saying he's a racer. He's a racer. He that's what he does. He wants to get on the racetrack and race. But like, dude, you're just in the way at this point. Get out of there. What are you doing here?
And the only reason that we're talking about this is because Kyle Larson wiped out again. I mean, if he was just running backpacks, we would not be having this conversation. The whole point of this is that Kyle Larson wrecked a second time, was so many laps behind.
And he changed the outcome of the race.
Yes.
His crash changed the outcome of the race.
Yeah, big time.
So that's why we're talking about it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you, Richie. Once you said the next guy, so he finished 37th. So 36th was 70 laps down. Once you get to that 70 to go, get off the track. Yeah. It's not necessary anymore.
Like when I'm coaching my daughter's, assistant coaching, my daughter's soccer team, we've got our own lingo. If I start yelling, basura, basura.
Trash.
Yeah. Pick up the trash. Pick up the trash with the shots. Pick up the trash. I mean, rebounds. Pick up the trash, all right?
I thought you were calling.
No, I was not calling the team trash.
Sorry.
You a-hole.
I thought you were calling the entire team's play trash, which would be really funny. That's a motivator right there, everybody.
You're trash.
What a coach. What a great coach.
11-year-old, you're basura. Richie, you're a freaking Liverpool snorkeler.
Yes.
I mean, how much trash do they pick up to get the goal? Anyway, you got to follow up your shots.
Yes.
How many goals you get on deflections, okay?
It's called do that in hockey too. So I get
Right. I don't even know what the hell and the other one is espresso. If I'm yelling espresso, the kids know what that means. It means
Sabrina Carpenter.
No. It means take your freaking time. It means we're ahead by 2 or 3 goals. It's just Cole, don't give me that look, man. These are 11-year-olds. You got to get creative. They don't know what
Espresso?
Yeah, espresso.
That's
you get
like
jacked
go,
up.
go, go.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
I thought.
So you give it the opposite.
Take your time. What?
Yeah, you can't say
Valium.
Yeah, espresso. That one throws me.
Prozac, niñas. So you want to try and fool the other team. Espresso, they're going, what the hell is that? They're speed up. You're ahead by 2 goals. Don't you want to slow them down? Yeah, the kids know espresso is just the opposite.
Wow, okay.
You're giving away all your secrets. I hope all these other teams.
There's a point that I'm trying to make here.
Yeah, it's Omaha. What can go?
Yeah. Kyle Larson needs to have a code where he just says, code butt cheese. And they know what it means. I'm pulling the car in. I'm going to fake an injury to the engine. Something. They got to have a code.
God.
What? If you're not going to improve in your points in a race, just pull off the freaking track. But have a code with your crew chief.
So it doesn't look like it's...
like you're being a D-bag about it.
Okay.
I mean, who was it? Michael Waltrip and Mark Truex Jr. and Clint Boyer when they had this code about... Look. Wow. I never wanted to be on the debate team in high school. Butt cheese, espresso.
But Kyle Larson is the greatest driver in the world.
Yeah.
Why'd you switch to me when you said that, Richie?
Because we had to go to break.
All right, thank you.
And you were supposed to rebuttal with him. Guess that's not working.
I'm just telling you what the people are saying. He's the greatest driver in the world, but he wrecks twice and only finishes 75 laps and gets in the way and causes a mess.
Oh, boy. You can email at reflores1991.
No!
Should we give out his number too?
Edit that show. Edit that out. Jesus.
Freak Nation, Zane Smith started in the 16th spot. Thought he might get him a top 10, maybe top 5. Nah, I finished 12th position in Darlington.
He had a good weekend.
Really
though.
good,
He
yeah.
did. Yes,
Yep.
he had a great weekend.
Zane Smith, next. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. love it. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, the first time Zane Smith joined us here in the Lucas Oil Studios was in 2018, when at the time it was the closest finish in ARCA Racing Series history at Talladega. Zane, what do you remember about that win? Is it just so far down the road you really have no recollection?
I mean, you remember every single win pretty much of your career. I mean, I remember some stuff from when I was freaking 10, 12 years old, but yeah, and especially anytime you could win at Daytona or any of them places. But yeah, long time ago, a lot has changed, and I've learned a lot since then. So, you know, still looking to add a Daytona 500 win to that list. That would be pretty cool to come on here a little after that. But yeah, maybe one day.
Freak Nation running for Front Row Motorsports. Zane Smith joining us here in the Freak Nation. And listening to drivers that have come from the ARCA series and worked their way up from what a lot of us think the proper way, proper, whatever the hell that means, ARCA, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup. You had your share of rides in those series. Could you be where you are now specifically without the ARCA series?
Yeah, I mean, back, I guess when I was coming through the ranks, there was ARCA and then there was K&N, which they've kind of combined now all into ARCA, and it's ARCA East, ARCA West, and then I guess the main ARCA. But yeah, I mean, it taught me so much. I think my first laps around Daytona were in an ARCA car, and then man, my first time at all these like mile and a halves that I'm racing at every weekend, first time in an ARCA car. So learned a lot back in those days. And then you just learn, I feel on just a smaller stage, how to learn how to position yourself in different air situations. We often talk about dirty air versus clean air, and you get to experience that. And then back when I was doing it, green flag pit stops and just live pit stops, you get to experience that firsthand. And when you're at a young age, it's kind of a lot to take in, and you aren't so focused on like just trying to execute it the best you can, but just doing it. And then as you get through the ranks, it's like, all right, now I need to really hone in on executing this and doing a better job at it. And so it's kind of interesting, like look back and rewatch ARCA races like when I was younger. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have those back for what I know now. But everyone goes through that. So I often think back to like even when I had those limited Xfinity starts, because I went straight from ARCA to Xfinity. I was just so green, but obviously everyone has to go through that at some point in their career. So yeah, I mean, you know, I was so thankful to be a part of a good team and just go have some fun and experience those mile and a half at a young age.
Now, hold on a second, Zane Smith. What would the 2025 Zane Smith tell his 2018, 2019 Zane Smith, now that when you do look back at those races, what's the advice you'd give yourself?
Maybe just try to talk to guys on Sunday, maybe a little bit more to give you a little bit, I guess, a better of an idea how to approach a race and how to execute a race. I guess it's a little bit different now without the green flag pit stops or the live pit stops, but still there's so much to execute, and once you get to Sunday, you just realize how freaking good everyone is, and you could just it's hard to get the right advice and whatnot, but maybe put myself out there a little bit more and trying to get some advice there.
Okay, let's put yourself out there a little bit more. Let's toot your own horn because you should be very happy with the trajectory so far with 2025. Phoenix in 9th place, Homestead, I believe, in 11th. Things are moving in the right direction. To what do you attribute that to?
I mean, I've had a lot of fun so far this year. Daytona, unfortunately, didn't go great for us, and I feel I'm paying some of that point penalty right now. And just how our season starts. It's Daytona, Atlanta, kind of two super speedways where obviously anything can happen, and then we go to a road course, and obviously a lot can happen there. And it was a reconfiguration of COTA, so a little bit different than what we've had. And then we first get to like a normal racetrack of Phoenix. And then we get to go to Vegas and Homestead. And I said at the beginning of the year, I'm like, I think after Martinsville to going into Darlington, you get to see where you really rank. And I've been impressed with the speed that we've been able to have. And for the most part, the cars I've been able to have for most weeks. Even if our stuff is a little bit off in practice, I've been really happy with the adjustments we've been able to make going into Sunday, and Homestead was the perfect example of that. I think we were 11th to 15th ish on lap averages, and which is not bad in Cup, but our speed was there. Just I wish my car drove a little bit better, and kind of just got to digest everything and go through a lot. And we went into Sunday, and my car was completely different. So and I loved it. But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of those situations throughout the year. Just making the most of your practice sessions. Qualifying well is so important on Sunday. It completely changes your whole weekend. If you could stay on the lead lap and have a good first stage and make some positive adjustments, your weekends just end up being so much better. And so that's obviously easier said than done, but because there's so many variables, but we've been able to do that so far. So that's been great.
You're right. There are so many variables within each individual team. There's also so many variables with this car. I feel like it's been a big topic of discussion throughout the end of last year into this year, the parity in Cup. It makes it so much more difficult, you guys, driver versus driver. But do you, as a driver, feel like that's good for the fan base of the support? Do you support parity at the top level?
Yeah, I mean, Sunday is supposed to obviously be the hardest of hard level you could get to, and it is. Everyone is so dang good. If you look through the whole entire field, at some point in that person's career, they've won races, won championships, and that's how it's supposed to be. The cars are really hard to drive, which that's how it's supposed to be. I wish some packages were a little bit different to provide a little bit better racing for us to be able to make different moves and whatnot. Though I feel from like a mile and a half standpoint, it provides some great racing. From a short track standpoint, it's no secret that we've been trying to do everything we can to get that better, to create some passing. And I feel like if we were just doing nothing, then that would suck. But we're trying different tire compounds, like we just did at Phoenix, where we have like a soft tire and a normal tire, and I felt that created a lot of passing. Guys coming through the field, added more strategy. So I feel that's great. Obviously, adding more power is a topic of conversation, which I think everyone agrees on. It's just there's probably a lot more details behind scenes from the manufacturer's side that goes on there that I fortunately don't have to deal with. And I often get asked like how some really good teams and drivers, how one weekend they could go dominate and win the race, qualify on pole, damn near win every stage, win the race, and then the next week they go run 30th. And fans are often just confused and spun out by that. But the simple answer is it's so close, and it's measured in thousandths of an inch. And this car is by far the easiest than any other thing that I've ever been around to miss the setup. It has to be perfect from a height standpoint, and all your adjustments have to be exactly what you want to be able to execute and make lap time. And not only make lap time, but once the race comes, clean air is so important in this car. This car relies on it so much. That's why qualifying is really important, to have some of that track position early in the race and be able to chip away at it. A lot of passing is done on pit road nowadays, so making sure that your pit crew is getting everything that they need out of you to execute a good pit stop. Pit stops are now under 10 seconds. And so everyone is just so dang important, and being able to execute a weekend it always has been important, but it is a little bit more nowadays, I would say.
There we go. Freak Nation coming up. Mount Freakmore next hour, and Jack Beckman, NHRA Funny Car Points Leader, coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data, available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Walk among us. But at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
He said, "Don't win this race. They might make you do a backflip." I said, "There's no chance. I wouldn't make it. I probably would break the back of my head because I wouldn't even get full 180."
I play for you. You don't even know me. So then I was 3 years, 9 months away from driving a funny car when the phone rang and Robert Height said, "Hey, are you interested?" And I said, "Oh, hell yes, I'm interested."
I wish some packages were a little bit different to provide a little bit better racing for us to be able to make different moves and whatnot.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. Rock on, baby! It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent. We love to party. Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
Here's the Freaks.
Freak Nation, I say it every freaking Sunday night here in the Freak Nation, or Monday morning, afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this thing. A big second hour for you, Freak Nation. Coming up, Jack Beckman, NHRA Funny Car Champion, points leader. He's not driving the John Force car anymore. He is driving the peak antifreeze car for John Force Racing. And he's now your points leader. And he's got the 4-wide nationals coming up in Las Vegas. He'll be joining. And he's still repairing freaking elevators, Crasher.
Yes. He still has his day job.
Yeah. So Jack Beckman will be here in the Freak Nation. And you saw in the intro, Tristan England and Todd LeDuc, a couple of the most badass Monster Jam drivers in the history of mankind. They'll be joining us this hour. Beat the Freaks, where I believe I won this week, where my choices, my three drivers, finished higher than our guest from Twitter.
Hold on.
And you three happy bastards.
What were your three drivers? Who were your three
I'll
drivers?
tell you here in about 45 minutes. It wasn't Kyle Larson.
And that's why you're bringing this up, because
Yeah.
the three of us picked Kyle Larson,
Yep.
and that didn't go so hot.
I like the confidence.
Yep.
Like the confidence.
And I don't want to belabor the point. Is it belabor or belabor? What is it? Belabor or belabor?
What?
Belater?
Belabor the point.
Belieber?
Belater?
Justin Bieber?
No. But like we did the first hour, we spent two segments. Well, first segment we talked
Belabor.
about.
L-A-B-O-R.
Yeah, belabor the point. How do we fix Martinsville? How do we fix these races? And Bristol has another chance of being another stinker. I don't want to spend any time on it again. I don't want to put you through that, Freak Nation. You can go back and watch the first hour of the show on YouTube, official Speed Freaks. You can hear the Denny Hamlin post-race. I want to get into something that's got everybody on this set a little bit flummoxed, where we figured it's a throwback weekend at Darlington. Richard Petty spent a good amount of time on the Fox broadcast. Thank goodness, because it took away some of the brutal sleep nap fest that we had at freaking Darlington.
I did nap.
You actually did. I came in and woke your ass
Yes.
up when there were like 50 laps to go. I did.
Yes. No, I saw. No, come on. I saw the entire last stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was more than 50.
With it being throwback, we haven't done this with Cole Cusimano. Again, remember Cole joined us this year. Richard C. Suave, I don't know how many times we've done this. It's not Mount Rushmore, but it's Mount Freakmore. All right? It's one of those go-tos where you want to get people involved and people fired up and F you this. Why'd you pick those drivers? So we're going to have Mount Freakmore, all right, where we're going to pick 4 drivers who are going to be on our Mount Freakmore. Get it? Like Mount Rushmore? But Mount Freakmore. And who won the last draft that we had? What was the 4 greatest?
That would be you.
Thank you.
Kenny. Yeah.
And it was the 4 greatest racing movies?
Racing movies was the
Because we
topic.
did it on Oscars week.
Yep.
So,
All right.
yes.
So we're going to, with it being throwback, Richard Petty, it's always good to see him on the broadcast. Why not? Mount Freakmore with our 4 favorite drivers. And we're going to do the snake draft where one individual goes first, then the 4th gets to pick 2. Okay, you're familiar with it. Freak Nation. But I'm throwing in a wrench, Freak Nation. The loser of this has to wear a Luce Libre mask of, for instance, Cole, you're a Jets homer. The team you hate the most, for a segment next week, at least, you've got to wear a Patriots Luce Libre mask.
I can't do that.
Yep.
Don't vote against me, guys.
Richie,
Can't do that.
You've got to wear a Utah Hockey Club mask.
Get out of here. No, they don't even make those.
Crash, you've got to wear a Kentucky
Oh,
basketball
no,
Luce Libre.
not happening.
And either me, a Washington professional football team Commanders, or an Oklahoma Sooners mask, okay? All right. So,
the bet's on.
Does this change your picks, Freak Nation? Are you going to pick your Mount Freakmore for the vote or for the actual 4 best drivers out there? Are you going to take one? What are you going to do?
Are we, okay, so are we going to do it for the fan vote or do it for our own personal reality?
Yeah.
Okay.
The loser. And again, the Freak Nation's going to get a chance to vote on it. What did we do last? Did we do it all week on Twitter, Richie?
We did. I think we did it all week, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll make a little snappy graphic.
Right.
Maybe you can get your AI, your silly ass AI, to make the little thingy.
Yeah. All right, so here you go. Your Mount Freakmore, Freak Nation. We'd like to see your Mount Freakmore as well in our chat on YouTube, or of course on StreamYard, or on Facebook Live, Freak Nation. So again, I'll give it up to you. Cole Cusimano, the residential youngest of the foursome here, the newest member of the Freak Nation. You screwed it up last time, bro. You went with Days of Thunder as the greatest racing movie, and I thought it's over. I thought
Okay.
I thought you had it in the bag.
All right.
And then you went freaking Herbie Lovebug or something,
No.
Cars or something like that.
That's the problem with the snake draft, though, when your top picks
We
picked.
have many options here for this one, though. So we should
None of you guys put together a big board, and I did. So good freaking luck. All right?
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see.
In honor of NASCAR, in June, going to Mexico City, Luce Libre mask on the loser next week.
You point to me when you say loser?
I just kind of pointed.
The camera. He pointed at the camera.
I felt the heat.
All right, so Cole Cusimano, I've talked already 7 minutes. We got 5 minutes to get this damn thing done.
Shoot. All right,
4 minutes. All right, so we'll write it out. Go ahead.
My GOAT, the GOAT, Dale Earnhardt Sr., baby. Yep.
Okay. Scratch that off.
Yep.
Richie, go ahead.
I'm taking Mario Andretti.
My paisan.
All right. Crasher?
Fine, AJ Foyt.
John Force for me.
Okay. Then you pick again. Are we doing snake draft
Yes.
again?
Yes. Who did you take, Richie?
I took Mario.
Richard Petty for me.
Okay.
Yes. Mount Freakmore, ladies and gentlemen. Crasher?
I have AJ and how'd you get John Force? I'm Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, your boy.
Richie, your big board. What does your big board say now there,
I
Skipjack?
don't like that. I do not like that
You
pick
going
whatsoever.
Formula One with your second pick,
No, I'm
Richie?
taking Jimmy Johnson.
Oh,
damn.
Oh.
Ouch.
All the 7-time champs are out.
Yeah, that hurts. That one hurts. I'm going to go with the Rainbow Warrior, Jeff Gordon.
Okay, good pick.
Good pick. That Dale Earnhardt Sr., man. Dang.
Yep.
You have Jeff and Dale.
Had to do it. Had to do it.
You're going for the freaking fan vote, man.
No, I mean, I would have went Jimmy. I would have went AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti, but they're gone. So yeah.
Richie?
No, Cole gets to go again.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I go back to back.
Yeah.
Shoot. That's tough. Senna.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not what they could have done, Cole. It's Richie?
Give me Schumi. Give me Michael Schumacher.
There's your Formula One pick. Crasher?
There's who I want to go with, and then there's the fan vote. Fine. I'm gonna stir it up a little bit because he's still active. Scott freaking Dixon.
Great
Let's
pick,
go.
Crash. He was right there on the tip of my tongue to take.
Yeah, all right. I know how avid the dirt fan base is.
Okay.
It's tough to pick between this guy and this guy, but I'm going with 20 World of Outlaw Championships. Steve motherfreaking Kinzer as my
20 is what he ended up with?
20 freaking championships.
Holy crap. Okay.
And then
your final pick.
My final pick. I don't have one Formula One dude in there, do I? I had Lewis Hamilton.
Too bad. So sad.
All right. Big Daddy Don Garlits.
Oh, yes! I was just going to take him.
I got I got the most avid fan base.
Two
dirt
dragsters.
and drags, and the king, Richard Petty. Anybody beat that? All right, Crasher. Hurry, Crasher.
I might as well just stay all open wheel. Let's give me Juan Fangio.
Ooh, okay.
Bam!
All right.
That leaves the door open for me to close this out with, I think, who's going to be the greatest of all time eventually. Give me Max, baby.
Oh, two freaking
do Max Verstappen.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I'm going to go right behind you, Richie, for Dan Gurney.
Dan Gurney for president.
Okay, so Cole's definitely finishing last.
Really? With Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon.
Dale and Jeff. That's tough. That's tough.
Get out of here. Come on.
I don't know.
Your picks, Richie?
I took Mario Andretti, the greatest of all time across the only Formula One champion. Anyway, we got to go to break. But I took Mario, Jimmy, Schumacher, Verstappen. That's who I got.
No one took Hurley Haywood or Scott Pruitt. No one.
Or Tom Christensen. I wanted Tom Christensen, but I just didn't think I'd get the fan vote with that.
And for our buddy Cody, no one took Scott Bloomquist.
No one took. Oh.
Yeah.
That's who I was debating between Scott Bloomquist and Steve Kinzer, so I went Kinzer with those 20 championships. Freak Nation.
We'll see.
He drives for 16-time NHRA Funny Car Champion and my top driver of the history of mankind, John Force. His name is Jack Beckman. Next, SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, Tristan, England, Todd LeDuc, a couple of badass mullets coming up, and Jack Beckman next. But first, our friends at Lucas Oil say, hey, man, check out lucasoil.com to find a line of products to keep all your rides fat and happy, man. Our good friends at Lucas Oil have every freaking product your 2-wheel, 4-wheel needs to keep it on the road and looking like it belongs outside of your garage, meaning on the road. Go to lucasoil.com. Fast Jack Beckman getting set for Las Vegas. He joins us now. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios. Freak Nation, he's the NHRA points leader, funny car class. It's an early season, but damn it, he's an NHRA funny car champion, friend of the Freak Nation. Jack Beckman joining us here with the Freaks. Won in Pomona last weekend. And Jack, we're celebrating 25 years of Speed Freaks this year. And of those 25 years, your boss, John Force, has never turned down an interview with us. That's why when we saw this tornado that rolled through central Indiana, that we were so concerned with John Force Racing's shop that's in Brownsburg. Can you give us an update on the shop there at Brownsburg after these tornadoes earlier this week?
Yeah, guys, I can tell you what I know. First off, John's in Yorba Linda, so he couldn't be any safer from the tornadoes. Secondly, I think we were absolutely blessed that all of our rigs were sitting safely in Las Vegas. Had the rigs been in the shop, and the way that the crews work on them is they set everything up in the shop exactly like it's, and that means all the tools, the cars up on stands, and the bodies out there. If you imagine you had an $85,000 carbon body out there, and it's 2 per funny car team, and if the winds came through like that, they would have just been destroyed. So it looks like from the drone footage, it took a little chunk off the roof. And I don't know if that vented the building enough that 2 of the huge roll-up doors blew all the way in. So when the crew guys hit the road with the rigs and the tow vehicles, they'll put their personal vehicles in the shop. Well, one of the doors that blew off the Peak Chevrolet pit area door, and that door blew all the way back 100 feet to the other side of the shop and went into 2 of the crew guys' cars. It doesn't look like it landed per se on top of them. It looks like they just stopped it. So I'm hoping it's just superficial damage, but thank goodness nobody was there. You know, it happened in the wee hours. My crew chief, or one of mine, Tim Fabrizi, rolled over there as quick as he knew his family was safe and his house was going to be okay to assess the damage. And there was a lot of cleanup, but it sounds like a ton of people, not just the racers in the area, but a lot of the local residents came over and offered their help, and that was pretty cool.
Freak Nation, Fast Jack Beckman, NHRA Funny Car Champion, your points leader for the 2025 season, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And it still is, I get a giggle or a what the hell when I see, Jack Beckman, that you're still repairing freaking elevators while you're a full-time funny car driver right now, you're points leader, yet when you go home to, Southern California, wherever the hell you repair those GDAM elevators, you're repairing elevators. You're not focusing on okay. you're not a full-time funny car driver, or are you a full-time funny car driver?
Oh, I am. And I made it clear. I actually resigned my position at Schindler Elevator and went to work for a company named Urban Elevator. They've got a little more flexibility with my hours, so I can get a minimum number a month to keep my pension and some of the benefits there. But I'm a full-time funny car driver, and I made it very clear that, listen, if an appearance comes up, if something comes up where John Force needs me, that's going to be the priority. And it's as long as you guys are okay with me shifting my schedule around. So yeah, I spent the better part of last week out at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, covering over there. And then tomorrow I'll be in Sherman Oaks working 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. Putting new ropes on elevators. And that's something I hadn't done for 30 years. I was a repair helper for a time during my probationary period back in 1988, 1989. And then I was pretty much a service guy after that. So I was away for 22 years. And actually, it was 1 week after the last race in 2020. I went back in the trade. They took me back in. It was so surreal. I went back to these towers by LAX that I had worked at when I was 21 years old, right out of the Air Force, and I was a helper there. And now I went back there as a 54-year-old, tearing that equipment out and putting new equipment in. It's been a real interesting ride. Maybe someday I'll write a book about it, but I was actually super grateful that the elevator trade was willing to take a chance on a guy that hadn't been doing this in 22 years. So then I was 3 years, 9 months away from driving a funny car when the phone rang and Robert Height said, "Hey, are you interested?" And I said, "Oh, hell yes, I'm interested."
But the whole point is you're still doing that, even though now you've got a company that's a little more flexible with your hours. I mean, it just blows all of our minds, I think, that you're not absolutely 100% driving this car. You've got other things to do Monday through Friday.
But I pointed out, John brought this up to me too, and I said, listen, like when Ron Capps isn't doing an appearance for Napa or out at the races driving that funny car, you know, he might be in a dirt track somewhere. He might be on a cruise with some of his fans. Sean Langdon goes and races a bracket car. I said, just my off time, I'm going to be fixing elevators. And I actually, a lot of times with this situation, you say, well, would it be better to do it this way or would it be better to do it this way? And a lot of times in life, as adults, you don't have a choice. It's this way. So that's when you say to yourself, it is what it is. So that's the situation that I'm in. But I think it could actually, if I utilize it correctly, it'll help me with the funny car, because a lot of times you get so fixated on one thing in your life, you can make it bigger than it actually is, which could affect your performance. Take, for instance, a team that makes their first Super Bowl and all of a sudden they can't throw, catch, or run the ball when they've been doing absolutely great the rest of the games that year. So with driving a funny car, I actually get to take my helmet off and set it over here and put my hard hat on. And I can go focus on something else. But trust me, Thursday when Christine and I leave, we're going to drive up to Vegas. I will be practicing driving a funny car. It's not that a policeman's going to go by and see me hitting the parachutes and pulling the handbrake 500 times out there. But my mindset will go back to, I am a funny car driver, and that is the most important thing to me for the next 3 days.
Okay, that's valid. That's extremely valid. It's a welcome distraction, I guess, is a good way to put it. But now you've got me all on this drive to Vegas. So you're driving to Vegas with Christine, and you're sitting there doing your funny car homework. Are you playing the tree? What are you doing in the passenger seat?
You know, it would sound really trivial to the average person, but like the warm-up needs to be done correctly. So I'll always take an opportunity to walk myself through, as Frank Hawley calls it at the Frank Hawley Drag Racing School, visualizing, where you can practice doing something without doing that something. Pilots would call it chair flying. You can sit in a Barca lounger and fly an F-16 jet. I got a buddy, Matt Reynolds, just got out of the Air Force, and that's what they refer to it. But it's basically practicing the things that you need to do with the right amount of detail. When we get to the track Thursday, we'll go over there, watch the crew finish up with their service. After, they're buttoning up the car after all the stuff that needed attention after Pomona. And I'll take a once around the car, and I will walk myself through a whole warm up. I will walk myself through a whole run. When I show up Friday, before I sit in the car, I'll walk myself through a warm up again. After the warm up's done, then that kind of becomes an autopilot thing. Wow. I go up to the racetrack. Now, remember, there's going to be 4 lanes at Vegas. So we'll have our lane assignments. I think because we're the points leader, we'll be in lane 4, last car in that last stanza of cars. And I haven't run a 4-wide since 2019. My last full-time year of driving was 2020, but because of COVID, we never ran a 4-wide. So this is going to be 5.5 years removed, me staging next to 3 other cars. You bet your butt I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at that Christmas tree, which is different than the rest of the ones on tour, and visualizing in my mind what it's going to look like up there. And I think that served me well. I'm smart enough to know that I'm not smart enough to automatically get things. I have to work on them.
Through 3 weekends so far, it looks like there's only been 1 repeat winner across all 3 classes, and that's Greg Anderson. And I'm curious, as someone who doesn't drive the cars, it seems like there's a lot of parity to start this year off compared to, I guess, recent seasons. Is that a fair assessment to say? And if so, why do you feel it is like that to this point?
What I enjoyed the most there, Cole, was watching all the fingers go up one at a time and wondering when you were going to end. It would have been cool if you actually had 6 fingers there. It would have been awesome. So I did media day before Pomona, and I said, look, if you're the odds maker, now that you can gamble on drag racing, the first 2 races in Top Fuel were won by Antron Brown and Sean Langdon. And I think between the 2 of them, they got 7 world championships. And that wouldn't have been an upset in anybody's eyes. The first 2 races in Nitro Funny Car were won by Chad Green and Paul Lee, who between them had 1 Nitro Funny Car win before the season started. Nobody would have bet on that. Then we came in, and I think our peak Chevy is always going to be considered a favorite based on the consistency and how quick our performance has been. My teammate Austin Prock, they just owned Funny Car last year, and I think he's only got 3 round wins on the whole year. But you know what happens over time is if you give us 20 races to go to, things shake out, the cream rises to the top. What I love about Nitro Funny Car, Cole, is that you never can bet on. Nobody would have bet that our first 2 winners would have been Chad Green and Paul Lee. But I'm going to tell you this, if Paul Lee runs the full season, either of those 2 cars and drivers could challenge for the championship. Nobody would have bet that Bob Task, after qualifying number 1 in Phoenix, would show up at Pomona. We got all 4 qualifying sessions at Pomona, and he was unable to qualify his car. Nitro Funny Car is radically unpredictable, and I think that's what makes it a fan favorite.
Megalodon. Yep, that guy. Driving the Shark, Todd LeDuc. And Tristan England, Monster Jammers. Next, Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data, available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, you have one of those snappy phones where you could continue to look at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to keep turning this thing off and on because the thing will not reset. I'm trying to broadcast the Speed Freaks broadcast. That's a good word for you there, Freak Nation. I'm trying to stream the Speed Freaks live on my phone. It ain't happening. Well, that's why I advise you guys to go to our good friends at Straight Talk. It's available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. In order to stream Speed Freaks live or your favorite jams, yeah, man, you need to roll with Straight Talk at straighttalk.com. A couple of badass monster jammers running for a title, which happens in July this year. I believe it's the 4th and 5th in Salt Lake for the Monster Jam title. His name is Todd LeDuc and Tristan England. They join us now. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios. Going from Paris, Texas to where you are now, I know the whole story of your dad and saying, look, let's go over here and earn some of this Feld money. But the fact that you come from Paris, Texas, now here you are in Phoenix driving Digatron and kicking some ass, running for a championship. This is a guy that probably had no idea that this would be happening for you right about now.
No clue. I knew I would be driving some sort of motorsport growing up, whether it be dirt bikes or supercross or something like that. That was a young dream of mine. But once I got locked into a roll cage with 4 tires and going around in a sport mod on a dirt track, that was a feeling like no other. And now I get less time behind the wheel rather than a sport mod and about 40 or 60 laps. But this is a thrill like no other. It's a roller coaster I get to control. And I like to think of my driving style as like a controlled chaos. So it's fun from start to finish.
You're talking about one of your favorite sayings from Dale Jr. was how he would race a car, get out, have some Budweisers and stay up till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning with his boys, not his children, but his boys, because he's so geeked up. Yeah. You got to be geeked up out of a show night. When and how do you go to sleep?
Well, especially after a big win. I mean, you want to hang out with the boys, especially the crew guys that work their blood, sweat, and tears to put these trucks together. And having a couple of brewskis, with the guys is it's a good time and good camaraderie. We could talk about shock settings and stuff like that, but it's the adrenaline that just doesn't stop because you want to just keep going. You want to get back in that truck. It makes you feel like a superhero. I mean, and my son thinks that too, so it's pretty dang cool.
Big Kahuna is driven by your old man, and of course it's in your blood if Dad's doing something like that. What's some advice that he's given you by driving these things?
My dad's advice is always skinny pedal down.
What?
Skinny pedal down. So it, foot to the floor always, when in doubt, throttle out. And my dad's a crazy guy. He's always been an adrenaline junkie, but it's him that fueled the fire for all this. I mean, especially for me. He, bought me my first dirt bike, and that set the seed in early for motorsports, and super grateful for that guy. He taught me everything mechanically I know about these trucks, and had to fix his junk a time or two, and now I get to break my junk out here. But now he's got the best looking junk of a truck that there is, and then now I do as well for Feld and Monster Jam, and it's just been super fun. And the JCB sponsorship, man, it's been unimaginable. I mean, they treat me like family. A few years later, I'm starting to win championships, and then I've got a couple world titles just like all my buddies, and it's super cool that I never thought that it would be this big. I never thought that I'd be living so many dreams inside of one, but I'm doing it.
It's a battle this year between you and Todd LeDuc, and we've known Todd for 25 years, but it's a good dude to whoop his ass from time to time, isn't it?
I mean, it feels so good. I mean, me being a fan growing up and watching, especially at World Finals in Vegas, and then watching this guy just shoot out of the chicane, Thunder Alley, and getting 45 feet of air, it was insane, and jumping half of the field. It's unimaginable, but now the guy's doing it just on an average weekend, so it's pretty cool to see. And then you're sitting in the truck thinking, man, I used to watch this guy on TV. I used to watch this guy in person, and now I'm lined up with him on the racetrack. This is so cool. It's just a childhood dream, man.
Well, you didn't answer my question. It's good to kick his ass, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it feels good, man. I wouldn't say it's the greatest feeling in my life or anything, but...
But wouldn't it be better to whoop up on Gravedigger than Todd LeDuc?
Oh, I dig his grave all the time. Hey, man, what are you doing here? What are you doing over here?
Like this close to each other?
Yeah. He's talking smack about how he enjoys kicking your ass.
Yeah. Oh, of course he is. He's the one that's doing it. If I was doing it to him, I'd be saying the same thing. But no, it's been an incredible year so far. There's no doubt about it.
Don't get on the niceties yet, LeDuc. We need to talk about this little spat between you two. You guys are going back and forth in points, my friend. Here's this young dude from Paris, Texas, coming out here wanting to steal all your damn money, and you're letting him from time to time.
And this is my home show, so this is where it stops. This is where it's stopping, right? Get this on tape. No, it is going to stop.
Todd, I played for keeps.
I'm playing for keeps. I'm Frenchie. I'll be.
You're what?
I'll be John Gerard, and you're Ricky Bobby. You ready?
Play for keeps.
You don't.
Yep.
I play.
I play for
You
keeps.
don't even. You don't even know me. Like that.
Listen, you were this guy 25 years ago when at the 2 and the 4. Yo, you were, man. In off-road, we tried to get you fired up and the whole LeDuc. But, yeah, you were talking smack back in the day. Now you have this guy. He's got to teach him some chops.
I know. I was cocky. No, it was an incredible year, dude. Career. It's been insane. No, off-road truck racing. Yeah, we were young, we were crazy, and we were rubbing everybody wrong back in the off-road days for sure. And then Monster Jam came along, and 15 years later, it's been an incredible career. I'm having a ton of fun. He's an incredible driver. What we have on this tour is just insane. With Ryan Anderson, Adam Anderson, myself, Tristan, so many world championships and titles, under this belt. And Bryce Kenny, another great driver.
Quick, so you used to be a mean guy, and now you're all right? That you're nice now?
Both. Depends on
I can't go back and forth this mic so fast. Slow down. Right?
It depends on the day. Some of these guys, I definitely rub them wrong, especially when they think fan judging's not right or I call somebody out on their BS. So, yeah.
That's real what you just said there. This isn't made up.
No, this is real. We're battling. I want to win this championship, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to keep applying pressure. I'm doing tricks and stuff that, are very, very difficult. Technically they're not very, sound, but I'm risking it all, dude. And that's what I like. That's just my style. So, that's a little bit riskier when you're trying to win a championship. But I don't care. I want the fans leaving the stadium every week saying, dude, did I just watch how the Duke do this trick or this thing? So, yeah, it's cool.
When I would see Todd back in the day in the 2 or 4 wheels, there were times when, figuratively, he'd take his man junk, put it outside the door and say, this is what I'm going to do. And he would do bananas crap in those 2 and 4 wheel trucks that we just go, what the hell's he doing? You as a fan of his, well, occasionally, watching what he does, how high he gets in that freaking truck has got to be like, really? Did Todd just do that?
Oh, yeah. And then what really stinks is when you're sitting in the truck and you got to go after him in freestyle and you're like, oh, Cool. I gotta go after that. I gotta follow that up. Great. Let me just put another click or a cinch down on the shoulder belts and just get ready and bite down on my mouthpiece. But it's fun, man. It's like we love to trash talk. We would love to, but it's just so much fun to camaraderie and elevate the sport. And that's what we're really doing. I mean, we're not really. Yeah, we're like chasing points and we're chasing a championship, but we're not necessarily chasing each other. We're pushing each other to our limits, and I think that's what's the most fun out of all this.
He brings up a good point because you're the kind of guy, if someone tempts you, you're going to do it. Someone trashes you, you're going to try and talk more trash. When you see someone before you go out there and freestyle, you might have your routine in your head ready to go, but do you change it when you see something happening right in front of you? Do you change your routine?
Oh, yeah, he's 100% right. Yeah, no doubt. You're like, okay, I'm going to be the first one to do this trick or this save and stuff. And then when you see a score come up of a 9.7, you're like, great, here we go. And so the same thing, you're like, body, are you ready for this? Because this is going to be 2 minutes of heck, man. But no, it's a lot of fun. We're trying our best, man. We're in the same trailer together and stuff like that. And we are pushing each other. I'm watching him going like, dude, how are you driving the Monster Jam truck all the way up onto the pod, off of the pod, wheeling it back into another deal, going up on, I'm like, dude, no way. I'd rather just throw a Hail Mary at something and see if it sticks, That's just a little bit more my style right now. So, like I said, he's killing it. I'm trying to bring another element to that and stuff like that. And we're watching each other, learning from each other and stuff. And like you said, on arenas, he was way off somewhere else. I had nothing to do with him. He was, when we would only meet at World Finals. Now we're at each other's throats every week. So I think he's elevating himself. I'm trying my best in arenas. So like I said, I'm just trying to be relentless. And so is all the other drivers that are on this tour. We're pushing him to the limits. And all of it's aimed at him now. He has a giant target on his back. You know what I mean? We have nothing to lose. We're going to be throwing crazy tricks out at the track and wow moments, like you said, those wow moments, And I love doing, LeDuc loops where I'm flipping through the air 60 feet upside down. Like, I just want the fans leaving the stadium going like, that was incredible to watch.
But do you realize how popular Megalodon has come from when they first introduced it? Gravedigger, Gravedigger, Gravedigger. When this shark comes out, the little kids go bananas.
Oh, yeah. You know how many times I've gotten grief in the back, because I always, for years and years and years, I was like, oh, Gravedigger's getting their scores because, this, and this. Your run was terrible, Gravedigger. No, now it's me. Now I'm getting all the hate. I can drive around for like a minute and a half and do nothing and just drive like a maniac for 30 seconds and I get a super high score. So now I'm finally getting it and I'm reaping the rewards.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Walk among us. But at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, if you're like me, you need to have a snappy phone that does dang near everything you need it to do, including streaming your favorite jams, streaming Speed Freaks. Do the smart thing, Freak Nation, and switch to Straight Talk. Get real, unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Richie, it sounds like you're crunching up a piece of freaking plywood over there.
Quiet you. You're just mad that I'm going to beat everybody in the Mount Rushmore conversation. I'm going to win the vote.
Hey, speaking of Mount Rushmore, props to the UConn women's basketball team. Was that 12 championships now? Right? I think that's what my 11-year-old told me. That's that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT for women's basketball, women's college basketball. Congratulations.
Over Tennessee? How many did Tennessee rack up?
Not as many as UConn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So props to those. And which, by the way, again, don't forget, Monday night, Freak Nation, NCAA Men's Championship.
I'm taking Duke.
How's that working out for you, Richard?
Oh, what happened? I missed that. Did not make it in. Everybody was telling me that Duke was going to win the championship because of that guy, that one dude.
They're out.
Who's good.
They're gone. Houston beat them.
That guy, Flag.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
Flag.
That guy. He's great, man. Yeah, he's supposed to be the number one over pick in the thing. Yeah.
Had the chance, the last shot to win the game Saturday night, Richard, but did not pull it off.
College basketball insider, me over here. You know.
That guy. You know, he's supposed to go first in the thing.
All right, Freak Nation, if you follow us on Twitter, you know that we have something called Beat the Freaks. And where every week we allow an individual that follows us on Twitter to go up against the Freak Nation, Cole Cusimano, Richard C. Suave, Crasher, yours truly, to pick 3 drivers, typically from a cup race. And if your drivers finish ahead of our drivers collectively, you take home a set of General Tires. And Richie, if you can go to that 4 shot so I can look at all 4 you happy bastards.
No, I have the results pulled up.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, Richie, Cole, and Crasher, they all picked Kyle Larson.
Yes.
Kyle Larson got a DNF. I did not pick Kyle Larson.
He didn't. He finished 37th.
He should have had a DNF.
Actually, wait, it was a DNF.
So you guys,
yes,
yeah. You, Crasher, my gosh.
Sorry.
So you guys picked Kyle Larson. So you guys, And I don't know what our winner. I'm sure our winner picked some, like Carl Edwards and freaking Ricky Rudd and stuff like that, right? So I would imagine that I ran away with this one once again. Is that right?
Let's hear it.
Let's go to the results,
Okay.
shall we? Here we go. And
Womp, womp.
we blew it this week. This is one of the highest totals I've ever seen in the history of this competition.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I bit the forbidden fruit in Kyle Larson like Crash and Richie did, but wrong call.
So if you're
Not good.
listening to us on the Freak Radio Network, bring that graphic up one more time, Richard.
Wow.
So at Taking My Time Now, 145 points to, okay, I finished the 2 spot at 100.
Yeah.
Richie at 84, Crasher at 81, Cole Cusimano from the Money Stop.
Yeah.
Wow. Cole, who?
67.
Speaking of Ricky Rudd, who else did you pick to get 67 points?
I picked Bubba Wallace and I picked Tyler Reddick. So yeah, didn't work out too well for me. Bubba had a good first half of the race. I don't know what
Yep.
happened towards the end, but yeah.
Ooh. So
So you didn't win, Kenny.
I did not win. Holy smokes. Well,
Taking my time is taking home General Tires.
yeah, that's right. And that's for real, Freak Nation. Be sure to follow us on Twitter.
Wow.
Because, damn it, you can beat the Freaks and take home a set of General Tires. Yes, be sure to follow us on Twitter.
Congratulations.
Speed Freak. That's badass, man. Congratulations. Is that our second winner of the year, Richard?
Second winner.
Yeah?
And is that back to back?
I
feel like the other one was
no,
recent.
I think
no.
you won last week, right?
Yeah, I won
Didn't
last
you?
week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Right.
So no Denny, no back to back for the guest.
Cole Cusimano from the Money Stop, Freak Nation. When you have some extra coin to lay down on your favorite NASCAR race or NASCAR drivers, you go to the Money Stop, and it drops every Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on Official Speed Freaks on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Early favorites going into Bristol there, Cole Cusimano?
And it's got to be Denny Hamlin, right? Won back to back. He won the most recent race there. You look for Kyle Larson maybe to rebound and have a strong day there. He also has been great at that track in the next gen. And then, of course, how can we forget our good friend William Byron? William Byron, still searching for that win at Bristol, but he's another guy that's been really good in the short tracks and has been a contender every single week, runner-up once again. So he's killing it.
What about a dark horse?
Dark horse? What about Chase Briscoe?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel good about that. I actually had him as my winner for this week on the Money Stop, which did not work out well. I don't know what happened to his race either, along with Bubba, but I feel like this would be another week where he could be primed for a really good, strong run.
And weren't you on Josh Berry's bandwagon a little bit too?
For Darlington?
Yeah. Or was it Martinsville?
Martinsville.
That was
Okay,
Yeah, that was
Martinsville.
short
Okay.
track.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't do too bad this week, though. I mean,
Right.
we got the top 4 finishers: Hamlin, Byron, Bale, and Reddick, Chris Buescher in 6th. Also, our big money bets. That's bets you can put a larger sum of money on to get a bigger cash out, as opposed to your race winner bets, more like prop finishes. Denny Hamlin, top 5, automatic money. That was an even payout, plus 100. William Byron, top 5, plus 110, just over even payout. And Christopher Bell over Ryan Blaney. So, successful week. Not as much as weeks past, but still a lot to gain from that.
Freak Nation, the Money Stop drops Friday mornings, 7 a.m. Eastern on Official Speed Freaks, our YouTube page.
So Cole lost money this week. I tried to win y'all money this week. I tried to win you some money this week because if you were listening to us on Wednesday on Horsepower Hump Day, I had Richie's Money Stop, and I told you that Max Verstappen would finish in the top 2 in Japan, and he goes out and he wins the dang race. So if you bet that, congratulations, you had a nice little sum of payout there. So.
Yeah, it's like saying, you know what? The Dodgers have another shot at the World Series. Richie.
No, it's not. You just shut your damn mouth. You don't even know what you're talking about over there, okay?
Is that all the Formula One you're going to give them? Richie, keep going. Keep going.
I am going
Stop
to
talking.
kick some ass on our Mount
No, you're
Freakmore.
not. Nope.
With John Force, Richard Petty, Big Daddy Don Garlitz, Steve Kinzer.
Oh, God.
That's a good
pretty,
list.
That is pretty good.
It is really good. It's well-rounded.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt might give me an upper hand there, but
We know what the name Earnhardt does on all of our social pages, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Number 1 pick, too.
Yeah.
Had to be it.
Richie, looking at our picks, who do you think actually has? Okay, you being the Richie's money stop.
Yeah.
Who do you think has a legitimate shot at winning the Mount Freakmore?
Okay, well, this is really hard. This is going to be really hard. I like my list, dude. That's
2 Formula One drivers, really?
Mario Andretti
Okay,
Mario, God, that's right.
is like the biggest name in all of motorsports history. I'd argue.
He's the greatest driver ever.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and he continues to light up our all of our internet pages, all of our social media pages. Anytime we had with Mario's interview, which you can go back and watch on our YouTube page, that was blowing up everywhere. So I think Mario Andretti is good enough to carry me to the victory. I think Cole's going to finish last because Dan Gurney, nobody knows who Dan Gurney is, who's less than 40 years old. I know his name, but I have no idea what he did. I like Kenny. I like Kenny coming in third. Going with using John Force, John Force and Richard Petty, big names, 2 of the biggest names ever. Crash is finishing last.
Well, me or Cole.
Well, you just said Cole's finishing last.
Oh hell!
Yeah. Well, okay, Crasher, what are your picks? Real quick.
I did go all open wheel. I did go all out, so I didn't diversify very much, but I have Lewis Hamilton, Scott Dixon, AJ Foyt, and Juan Fangio.
Yeah, that's good.
I did go worldwide.
The best looking one out of all of us is going to be wearing a mask here pretty soon. Damn it, man.
That's not true. I'm going to rile my open wheel people on social media. I'm going to rile them up, and we're going to go. We're going to vote, stuff those ballot boxes. Let's go.
All right, so be sure and follow us on Twitter, Freak Nation, where you can vote. And we will have a show where the loser has to wear their heated rival in the National Football League.
Oh, it is going to have to be NFL? Because you said I was going to wear Kentucky.
Yeah.
For
whatever.
Hoosiers hate Wildcats.
Okay.
So.
Maybe then you'll wear a Kentucky Wildcat. Lucha Libre mask. All right, man. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Freak Nation, for your shot at a set of snappy General Tires for Beat the Freaks. All right. We'll do it again next week, maybe. And
maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. I'll be at the Long Beach Grand Prix. I hope I connect with you guys.
See
ya.
ya.
Go.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add 1 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. 1 bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for hours, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hoped it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Walk among us, but at 240 miles per hour, they become something more. They're thrill seekers, risk takers, and maybe just a little bit unhinged. Buckle up. This new era of speed, this racing revolution, it's just getting started.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.